is, you know, choosing where colors would go and stuff like that. But eventually I ended up with, like, too many places to put colors. You know, it's like, there's so many, like, little details and stuff. But yeah,
I really... tiny nooks and crannies.
I hadn't done mechs in a while, and I really enjoyed doing it. So I might go on a tangent of drawing mechs for a little while just to kind of get back into the thing.
It gets the juices flowing.
Yes.
I'm very confused by what we're seeing.
Yes. So this Photoshop has a tendency when I'm recording to like want to just keep the brush a single size and then the brush like lags way behind. So even though I'm using, you know, my pressure sensitive digital screen pad thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this drawing is another fish.
A fish?
It's abstract fish.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. And it's just a doodle that I did because I was kind of mad at Photoshop. It's like in another one of mine, I like messed up or something, so I just started drawing mustaches on the reference images I was using.
Oh, nice.
But anyway, so eventually after exiting out of Photoshop and messing with some of the settings and stuff, I eventually came back and actually started drawing the picture.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, sorry, it got spoiled for you. It's up. I have a secondary screen, and it popped up on the secondary screen because I have my screensaver set to shuffle, and that was in it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Like I think I'd seen that beforehand, but yeah, this is looking like a town surrounded by a strange skeleton of some sort.
Yes, that's the thing that I was talking about earlier. Was story-wise, was what if there was these like giant ancient bones that were sitting around, again, you know, sort of inspired by Nausicaa. And also Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. What if there was these giant ancient bones that were laying about and the city... Because that's... When you're world building, that's something you always have to consider. Why are they there?
That's true.
You know, I like to draw deserts because they're easy to, like, just kind of make them abstract and I don't have to put as much detail into the background.
Yeah.
But the question becomes, why is there a city in the desert?
Yeah, why is it...
What is the resources?
What is specifically there that's making them stay there instead of, like, a temperate, forested area or something?
Once again, going back to see how things just come full circle, talking about Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah.
Alec Guinness has a line, we don't like the desert. There's nothing in the desert. No man needs nothing.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, people migrated around the desert to different areas for a reason and stuff, but also nomads and stuff stayed there for a reason.
In the deep desert, you're going to have nomadic tribes. You're not going to have a big city right in the middle. So I had to give them a reason to be there, and then I combined it with the skeleton idea, and I thought, well, that's interesting. What if they're like mining the skeleton?
Right.
You know?
And it really kind of has like this air of mystery about it. It's like this giant, like, kaiju bones and stuff, you know, and people wondering like where do they come from? Like what do they do and stuff? Or maybe they're just like, you know, I don't know, man, it's a giant skeleton. We'll get what we can from it.
Yeah.
And then you got like the inherent like limited resources of it and stuff. It's like what happens when that resource one runs dry with the bones and stuff. So it's really interesting.
The idea with it is that the city is built there because, you know, the bones are there and they're trying to mine the bones.
Right.
But it's not just bones, because like the idea was that they were these ancient, like, their spaceships that brought them to this planet were biomechanical, organic technology.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of machine parts and organic matter left in these skeletons that have been mined for hundreds of years to get everything that they needed out of them.
Yeah.
Or that they could get out of them. So, and then, of course, they're so huge that it's just this resource that never runs out,
Right.
So that was an interesting idea, and maybe that'll factor into the story somehow, like, later on. With, like, maybe they go off-planet, or maybe they resurrect one of them, or something like that.
That would be interesting.
Or they crawl up inside them to find the location. I don't know.
Yeah. And, like, how big would you say this city is?
Population-wise?
But just, like, for scale to the size of the skeleton.
To the size of the skeleton? The city is a pretty decent-sized city. But the skeleton is huge.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, like... how big. I'd say the skeleton is like several miles long.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple miles long.
Nice.
And
yeah, that's cool that you can see the city in the distance as well. Like...
Oh, the one in the mountains?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to make that, like, I don't know, the gates into Mordor or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the mountainscape. So this kind of, like, would be the beginning of the first story arc or something, like, because there's the bishop character once again. I kind of forgot his color scheme, so also I realized his head kind of looks like Cell from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my goodness, it does. Or the PlayStation 5.
What? I still have not seen a good picture of that.
It looks like Cell's head.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've always thought Cell had a good character design.
I mean,
I can understand with people who would disagree with... I can understand, the argument against that, but at the same time,
It looks like a combination of Cell's head and a Wi-Fi router.
Cool.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
I was talking about Cell, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
4.
Yes, Cell
No,
looks like
5.
Cell looks like a Wi-Fi router.
Yes.
He just is. Also, ooh, wow. I really like... It's like a turquoise skyline.
Yes, I decided not to go with the regular colors of sky just because I wanted to try something different.
Yeah.
So there we go. Oh, that was something that I was always worried about with all of the characters, because I really liked working in blue to their character designs.
Yeah.
But that was something I was worried about, specifically with Bishop, because I had this image in my mind of him coming over a sand dune and looking down on the city.
Yeah.
And I thought, he's going to blend in with the sky. The sky is blue, and he's blue and with purple highlights or something.
How dare he wear the color blue?
Yeah, he's going to blend in with the sky. So then I made him more purple, and then the sky, I decided, let's try turquoise. It kind of looks like the ocean or something.
Yeah, that's what I think is really cool about it, is that it looks like a lake or
Maybe
something.
they're underwater. What if all this is underwater?
What if it's all a dream?
Oh, who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
Wait, it's all cake? Always has been.
My goodness, man.
Also, wow, these clouds are fantastic. Like, you really captured that dusk look to it with, like, where it kind of... the skyline looks painted.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I tried. I guess it kind of is painted.
Well, yeah, but...
but
like, where it's like the clouds just kind of looked like they were paintbrushed onto the sky.
Yeah, I actually had to use a smudging tool to get that effect.
Oh, okay.
I need more practice with more brushes.
Yeah.
But I think I used like a oil brush or something. It's like Kyle's Real Oils or something like that.
So...
I don't know who Kyle is.
Kyle. Who's this Kyle?
Yeah.
So, according to this, like, rough outline for how the story might play out,
yeah,
and stuff, like, the bishop is coming into town, and he would probably run into the thief somewhere in here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also want to do like a setup at the beginning, it's just like a small little incident where like somebody gets kicked out of a building or something, and you think nothing of it, like, oh wow, it's a rough town or something like that, you know,
Yeah.
or oh, this poor person, you know, they're getting tossed aside, and then later after they leave the city, they get attacked by raiders, and you realize it's the same person who got kicked out of the building or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, to kind of show a little bit of, but yeah, a little bit of like, you know, world building.
Like
there.
stuff's connected.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you'll notice, like the little green patches or turquoise green or whatever that I put in the city, that was supposed to be like fields that they had terraformed to that they would be able to farm.
Yeah. That's cool.
And then
kind of like Dune, where they slowly started in some of the later books, they slowly started like terraforming Arrakis.
Oh, cool.
And stuff. And
yeah, cool. Spoilers, I'm still in the first one.
Oh, goodness, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
But that's
it's
like
fine.
way later.
Yeah. It'll probably be the end of the year before I'm done reading the book, and then probably like 3 years before I get to wherever you are.
It's a whopper.
But
nice. This looks really, really cool.
Thank you. I think there's one more.
Now, if you like that little.
Wait, hang on. Okay, one more. I think there's one more here.
Yeah. Good stuff. What are we seeing here?
This one is the city from the ground view inside the city.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I can see the bones sticking up on the skyline.
I wanted that to be something as like, you know, even though the city grows tall, there's a lot of places that you can see the bones from because they're big.
They're huge.
And they actually like go down into the city.
Oh,
also,
okay.
something I had thought of was scaffolding. They, over time, as they took more and more of the carcass away, they had to support the bones with scaffolding.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll see I draw that.
Because it's later. Like they structure their buildings around it and stuff, so then the more that is harvested and wasted away, the more that they have to like prop it up.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see there's actually, once I start coloring it in, you'll see it better, but there's actually like part of the ribs and stuff are actually in the city. They're like between buildings and stuff.
That's cool.
But yeah,
it reminds me of
view or something.
Yeah, like Pacific Rim, where they go to Japan, and there's Ron Perlman's character.
Has
he's got like the whole operation and stuff going on, and you see these like giant bones looming over the city, and like, you know, a giant skull that's been turned into a temple.
Yeah.
And things like that, and you know, it's
so
great world building.
In that. Really good world building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he like made I don't remember how long. It was like a 100 page like production bible or something like that for like just how the kaiju resources are used or something.
Did you say 80 to 100 or 80-100?
8, just like 80 or something.
Okay. 8,000 pages.
Also, like, props for the crowd and
Thank
stuff.
you.
That's always difficult to draw.
I just did like heavy inked stick figures.
It's like the early seasons of Ruby, where they have like just these black silhouettes in the
interesting
background.
Artistic design.
Yeah.
But, oh yeah, his staff. I drew his staff.
Looks like 2 little bones or something sticking out of it.
Well, it's supposed to be like a little ribbon or something hanging.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's different than the other staff. I never really came up with a finalized design for the staff.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll see his colors shifted again. And then I kind of give like a silhouette of...
He's the color-changing man.
The brim of his hat, but it's like... It looks like his nose.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I start coloring this one in, and the way I color most of them in is by like paint bucketing the characters, but for landscapes I do like a separate layer and then just kind of paint over it with brushes.
Yeah. Nice.
I always start with like one color, the primary.
Yeah,
color.
you kind of have
that
like
way I don't have to do all of it.
like the Batman animated series where they started with a black background and then added the colors on top of it.
So cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's you can see now the bones and stuff. And
right.
The sky, or at the bottom of the ocean or whatever it's gonna be. That would be really interesting to just like, you think it's in a desert and then all of a sudden it's just, no, we're underwater, and then like second season is you come out from underwater or something.
Because if you think about it, you go down to the bottom and it's mostly sand. The bottom of the ocean, sand and dirt and rock.
Is it rough? Is it coarse? Does it get everywhere?
Thank you, Anakin Skywalker.
Hey, what are you talking about? That's a beautiful line.
It is a beautiful line.
That's how I talk.
Poetic.
That's how I talk to girls.
Oh gosh. Those top tier pickup lines.
Yes. Anyway, there's the scaffolding. You can see.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because that would be pretty unfortunate if some bones just crashed on top of the city.
Yeah. I wanted to kind of get the market aesthetic here.
Right.
I feel... What does this art style remind you of? It reminds me of something, but I can't place it.
We've talked about influences a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it reminds me of Hyper Light Drifter because of the skyscraper structure.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like, an abandoned building or something.
Like the main town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's without the lines. But I've seen this art, like, before somewhere where it's, like, sort of the rough sketch and then the watercolor sort of look to it. I don't know. Something about the shape of the buildings and stuff remind me a little bit of Dr. Seuss.
Yeah,
That one
like
building.
A lot of the
dude's
color
going
palettes
into,
that you pick.
For the woman, I don't know.
Yeah, the color palettes that you pick are very reminiscent of some Doctor Who. Not Doctor Who. Dr. Seuss. Color choices.
Yes.
So sort of like the kind of the more surreal ones with like the places you'll go and stuff, where he's getting into like the dark parts of the book.
If you'll notice there on the Bishop character, I did like cross hatching this time.
Yeah.
Which blends well with sort of the scratchy sketch look of the city.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that, sort of unfinished look to everything. I might kind of go with that for the art style. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Everyone says it's artistic, but it's a great time saver as well.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's something. It's like, I'm not, really the greatest artist, so, I'll make it stylized, so I don't have to get good.
The great maxim of all artists. But yeah.
Yeah. So
turned out good.
Thank you. I really like a lot of this concept art, and I'd be interested to explore further the story and, sort of develop it, maybe make it into a comic book.
Right.
Interested to pick your brain on some more ideas as we have, in this video and previously, even before the video, coming up with different concepts, like the one dude who could remember everything. He'd always remember like one thing really well.
Yeah.
We might put him in there, I don't know.
Right. And happy to help. And viewers out there, let us know. Would you be interested in seeing something like this?
Ooh. Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me, and thank you to the viewers. I hope you have a very nice day.
I hope you have one as well, and thank you for having me on. my good sir, and we will see you fellows later.
Maybe we'll do this again when because I've got an idea for another concept series that I'm going to draw a bunch of things for.
Fun stuff.
So maybe see you again soon.
Indeed.
Adieu.